somebody walked into his office one day with his students in there, opened it up, walked in and said, I've got to present this to you, Dick, because you are the teacher of Ohio State.
That's nice, isn't it? He's a good guy.
Great.
Yeah, he couldn't pitch that well in softball though. He wasn't a great softball player, but he's a great guy. He's knowledgeable. He really is.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and he's another one of those people like Brad that they can, that we need more of that ability to be storytellers, because the only way World Heritage is going to work. So there's no indigenous peoples out there anymore.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to tell the story.
Yeah.
That's the challenge. It really is. That's why I was wanted you to kind of share with them a little bit about what because you had a way of bringing that to life.
When that person got in there and presented him with the Teacher of the Year of the Ohio State University, that person was the only person that I ever got 2 of the best awards you could ever get in college football from Ohio State University. What's his name?
Archie Griffin? Yeah.
Who's Archie?
2-time Heisman Trophy Award winner. Yeah. Well, that's kind of a big deal.
That was a great way to end.
I remember the
Let's
first
put
time.
that on there.
The first time I met Archie Griffin, it's like, I grew up watching Archie Griffin, and you think, Jim Brown or something. And I met him at one of the Channel 10 tapings out there, the John Cooper show or whatever it was when they were doing it. He isn't that big. I mean, you think, Archie Griffin. I'm taller than he is. But boy, in the day, he was tough, he was fast, and boy, he was elusive. But it's just, he's such a cool guy.
He is calm, cool, and collected, and just rolls with.
Yeah, he's been a credit to Ohio. Yeah.
How old is? I mean, where's he now? I don't know.
Well, I think he's retired now. He was.
Sure.
He was on the administrative staff at the athletic department. I think he's probably some emeritus kind of. Archie Griffin can do whatever he wants in Columbus, anytime he wants.
Absolutely.
And whatever he wants
As
to
it
do.
should be.
Yeah.
Because he was the right guy, just like this group now.
Yeah. Who was your basketball coach at Newark? Carl Harlow?
No.
Shank?
Yes.
Dick Shank. Okay.
But listen to this. So when I wanted to play.
Yeah.
And the next thing I know, the name of the gym now is Jimmy
Allen Gymnasium.
Jimmy Allen
in the
Gymnasium.
Gary Walters Court.
Yes. When I was a freshman. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to try out, and I did. And Jimmy says, "You know what? You're tall. You probably got something there. I'll just
That's a compliment, I think.
I'll make you a
Well, I
manager."
got something there.
Well, listen to this. I'll make you a manager. So that was my
So
freshman
you're a
year.
6'5" manager.
I was a 6'5" manager. My second year, I could dunk. We had 3 managers that dunked.
Who were the other 2?
I can't even remember their names.
Yeah.
I've tried to. But the guys, of course, wanted us to be out there on the field, on the court,
Yeah.
when we're practicing, because then we could dunk.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, come on out here. Lay those balls down. We had to wipe the balls, lay them down.
Hey, Bill, can you tell me something?
Sure.
About your family.
About my family?
Oh yeah, about your family. I follow you on Facebook a lot, and
Do
you and Pat, you're always saying love prevails. So can you tell me, how did you guys meet, and how many years have you been married?
60. No,
60?
No? We've been together 60.
Oh, you've been. Okay.
I found her at Newark High School. She was across the way getting her lunch. I can tell you she had on a blouse and a skirt that had a thing like this, and a big pin.
Oh, a big pin. Okay.
Like this. that
Yeah,
held
yeah,
it
yeah.
Together. And not like today that wouldn't have held it together, but nevertheless. And I asked somebody next to me, who is that gal? And it said, it's Pat Williams. And I said, I wonder if she'd go out with me. And so I somehow connected with her, had her out, and we went to the Dawes Arboretum first.
Wow.
Because I found out that, being the bright guy I am, I found out that she loved bird watching. And
So you were scheming even back then, weren't you?
Scheming.
She's worth
What do you call it? Approach.
it. Yeah.
And I can take you to the place where I asked her to marry me.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
At Dawes?
Mm-hmm.
How long did you date before you asked her?
2 years of high school and 4 years of college.
Really? 6
Okay.
years?
You guys went to college together?
No.
Different colleges?
No, she didn't. Well, she went to, right down here on the square was the business,
Business college.
business university, something like that. And she took, when you have to write real fast, when you're in a courtroom.
Stenography.
Stenography.
She does, I'm sorry, I think about that, stenography.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, we fell in love, and the next thing we were married, and the next thing,
How many kids do you have?
4.
Kiddos, 4.
Wes,
Mm-hmm.
the one that started it. See,
Licking Valley.
I started at Licking Valley High School, and he started at Licking Valley High School, okay? And
Yeah.
he became principal of Licking Valley High School.
Okay.
And Dave Heil was the
Superintendent.
superintendent, and they were like this. And the next thing you know, at Licking Valley, there became, for each of them, things that were occurring, they just felt like they needed to get someplace else. Dave has a house up on Lake Erie, Vermilion, and he just lived there. And now Wes, here's how it worked. Wes's daughter had a miscarriage, and it was bad. It was tough, real tough. And so the very short story is Dave gets this job as superintendent up there, and Wes is looking for a job in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And Dave calls him and says, you know what? If your daughter should want another baby at some point, and she's looking at Florida, where you want to be, it seems pretty dumb, because if she has, and she lives up about an hour from where Dave Heil lived, said, you know what? If she had to come, if you had to go to see her, you'd be going clear to Florida 20 hours. If you came up here with me, you'd be next to your daughter and grandchild in about 45 minutes. He said, I'll take it.
Took care of that, didn't it?
Plus it got me a great grandchild.
There you go. There you go.
Was that your first one? Your first great grandchild? Yep.
First great grandchild.
Okay.
And his name is Finnegan.
Okay.
And he's talking and he's doing all this stuff. And Wes and everybody else is just like my daughter Megan, who is amazing at taking care of her kid with Down syndrome. He's the funniest thing.
He's cute.
He's is.
Cute.
You can't turn him on and have Megan doing this and not be laughing. Back to Dave Longenberger. Everything should be, what was this thing?
Having fun?
25% having fun.
Yeah. Makes life go a little bit better, doesn't
I
it?
promoted, and now I'm only going to go to the next 3 because I had Wes first. I had Sam second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and he ends up marrying a girl out in California, and she is half French and half. Her mother lives in Los Angeles, and her dad lives in Paris, and so she lived like this. Well, when she ended up out there, he'd already been in 2 movies, Sam. Thanks to, what's his name at Denison University, who had him involved there. And so he ran a bike shop. I'll make this faster. He ran a bike shop out there. She walked in, she had a problem with her back. He was really good at helping people or buying $5,000 bikes with what's going on. And sure enough, she came in and explained it to him, because that's what he did out there. And the next thing, she came in by herself. They got married. and moved to
Moved to
France.
Paris, yeah.
And you 2 daughters? And you got Wes and Sam and
Then Seth.
Seth.
Seth is a quiet, behind the scenes, but best painter. The people with most money who want something painted, they get him.
Mhm.
Jack, no, lives across the hill from me, who, whole family.
I can't help you on that one.
Yes, you can, because he built the building down here that is he builds all these buildings.
McLean?
Jerry
Jerry McLean.
Jerry
Thank you.
McLean lives
Thank you.
right over the hill from me.
Yeah.
I've known him for 55
Yeah.
years.
Okay.
And the next thing you know, he and the other McLeans are hiring
Mhm.
Sam for what he does, Seth. Okay,
Seth.
but
Okay.
Seth married a nurse,
Okay.
or she became a nurse, and they live a mile and a half down the road from mine.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So this morning, I called her up and I said, "Dear, you're not gonna believe this, but I got a call about my."
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And so let's talk. And then, of course, it's Megan. And Megan, okay, so we never said boy or girl, we're just glad they're okay.
Yeah.
And when I was speaking at a church down in Southern Ohio, a very poor place, and I went ahead and went to speak on a Sunday night, and Pat was pregnant to the extent that I'm going, do you think, should I go or what? What do I do? And she says, I'm not gonna be going tonight. It's gonna be okay. You go ahead and do what you do for God.
Mhm.
I said, okay, but here's the deal. If you end up going to the hospital, you need to get a hold of me. And sure enough, I'm speaking, and at the, what do you do if? I said, call the State Highway Patrol, tell them the address, and have them get them there.
Oh my gosh.
I'm speaking, and would you believe, at the end of the service, amen, I look up and here comes the highway.
Oh my
You got
gosh.
drugged back to the hospital, didn't you?
Not drug, I was driving myself, of course, but a highway patrolman comes in the back door, and I just walked by and said, I know why you're here, and I'll get there as soon as I can.
Oh my
Oh.
I
goodness.
passed 3 highway patrolmen on my way back, and that was just well, this is good, just in time for me to go.
We're all done.
Yeah,
We're
good.
just shooting the
'Cause I'm
shit.
all done too.
When I got to the hospital, I went in and she had a thing on her shirt that said, think pink. We'd never talked about
Oh.
boy or
Yeah, the
girl, but there was think pink. And there was, okay, enough said.
We're just reminiscing a little bit. We did 4 recordings, Dwayne. We did the Toboso, Licking Valley Schools and his history of teaching. We did the Longaberger Experience. We did Black Hand Gorge and Toboso, and then we did World Heritage and the Mounds. He just did great.
Yeah, well, good.
Just
I
did-
knew he would.
Well,
He just,
I didn't have to look once at this. Oh, I wrote the notes down like Alzheimer's because
well,
I can't think of the word.
now that I know
Hey,
I'm not
we'll
the
make sure you get a copy.
now